Coming up next, a big clash. St. Joseph's College taking on St. Peter's College, the third cup played quarter-final. Which team will go to the cup segment and which team will go to the plate segment? It's going to be a real tussle, Sudarshana.
Oh, absolutely, no doubt, as we see the beautiful scenery only available here in Kandy at Nittawela, home of Kandy Sports Club, a dominant force in the local rugby scene. No, no introduction absolutely needed for this clash of the Saints. A lot of history behind these two teams. We'll be looking to make sure that they try and get bragging rights against each other. Incidentally, defending champions St. Peter's College of the Western Province Tournament, the defending All-Island Sevens champions, Trinity College, did not take part in this competition. Pete Wrights won the Western Province Sevens, which was held in December, beating St. Thomas's in the final. Here's Subhash. Kick starts for St. Joseph's. Peters will want to be patient with possession. Good defensive discipline by St. Joseph's, marking the men, supporting their body weight in the tackles. And running away straight away is Sachin Tana, who's going to be a real menace. Needed the support runners to back up. Joseph's recycling, but put under pressure. Knocked back, says the referee, but now loses it forward. St. Peter's now putting the ball to boot. Pressure on the Josephians, who are scrambled and have no form. Naveen Marasinghe now stopped in his tracks, didn't get any momentum going, and the Pete Wrights have earned a scrum in their favor in the opposition half.
St. Peter's College defending really well there. Gave no room to the big man, Naveen Marasinghe. Couldn't even gain at least a single meter. No, that's what they have to do. He will be a marked man, Naveen Marasinghe. So, St. Peter's with the put into the scrum. Tarindo Kushan. A good scrum. They make clean collection. He has support, but he decides to go by himself. Will this be another holding on? No. Gets the pass. St. Peter's College still with possession. He goes Kushan Tharindu again, and penalty awarded to St. Joseph's College. It has been a really slow encounter so far, both the teams deciding to take their own sweet time. So this is St. Joseph's going into the attack. Here's a little kick that goes into touch, so it will be a line out to St. Peter's College.
Pete Wrights have managed to win possession back after a brief lapse of having their hands on the ball. Front peel, loses it forward. Opportunity now for St. Joseph's, who cough it up cheaply as well. That time it was Subhash again. Not easy, isn't it, when it's a splash of mud comes your way before the ball comes when receiving the pass. Doesn't do well for your timing or getting your hands on the ball.
I really hope.
Interesting format for St. Joseph's, using Navin in the middle. But Karnanayaka deciding to change direction. Here's Randeep. Randeep manages to get away from the tackle, and that will be the first try for St. Joseph's. Touching down right underneath the post. Big tackle coming in, but that's a try scored from St. Joseph's. Five points to nil with the conversion to come. These 2 points, which have been very difficult to get, are going to be important in the games that are going to be coming up in the evening. And this time around, making no mistake, was Subhash. Lovely change of angle and direction from Karnanayaka. Finds Randeep in the corner. Tiny battering ram, isn't it? Viyanga Randeep, and like all good scrum-offs do, when there's an opening, capitalize. Well, some questions will be asked of that try, whether it was actually grounded by the player, because St. Joseph's had another opportunity, because it was lost, knocked back, if at all. He was turning towards his side as Subhash restarts. Peters under pressure inside their 22. Referee Nittawela penalizing the Josephians.
St. Peter's 7 points behind, need to find the first try as soon as possible. Now, throughout the last 2 games, we saw this Sudarshana. The first half, it was quite close, but during the second half, the team that eventually won just ran away with the game. Hopefully, it doesn't happen this time.
Yes, absolutely. I think what's going to be very important is how the two teams approach the next 7, the second 7, like you mentioned. But St. Peter's need to try and get one back onto their side. They need to try and hog on to possession. We haven't seen them with possession, and Josephians with possession are dangerous. Here's St. Peter's with some ball to run. Puts the ball to boot and puts in the chase. That's a good kick. Josephians not managing to collect it cleanly, but the Pete Wright who went in, losing control of the ball. So lost forward in favor of St. Joseph's.
It was disappointing for St. Peter's. Fumbled that. They really need to keep possession. Giving possession to St. Joseph's will be quite dangerous. Now this is quite a close game still. Just 7 points, the difference between the two teams. He's run deeper with the Putin. Would upsets the referee. Advantage to St. Joseph's. He takes the tap. Here's Mara Singh, the big man from St. Joseph's College. Fends one off. Tries to run with 2 tacklers holding on to him. Unable. Just a pass. No support play here, but they managed to keep possession. Here we go. Mara Singh once again. St. Joseph still with possession. Building up the phases here. St. Joseph's unable to get the pass. Ball still available for them.
Despite not having that territorial advantage, one thing that the Josephians have done well is keep hold of possession. No advantage, says the referee. So scrum in favor of St. Peter's College, who will try to get a score here. It's going to be important that they try and equalize if they can, and Also, what will be troubling is the fact that the Josephians have managed to get 7 points on the board and not 5. So it needs to be in an area where the conversion is not going to be very difficult for the kicker. Good pressure coming in from the Josephians. Managing to win that scrum. Lost forward by St. Peter's. And that will be half time. 7 points to nil. Josephians getting major honors in this first half of this encounter. Laxis, it's going to be a cracker-lacking second half. So make sure that you stick around as we bring you the halftime confirmation. 7 points to nil. St. Joseph's Rugby Sevens, third place playoff. DSN and I, of course, lost to beg your pardon, DSN and I lost to St. Peter's College, while Royal lost their game to St. Thomas's in the semis. A big, massive carry from St. Joseph's, who are looking to play expansive. They have space on the outside. Will he have the speed to outrun his defender? Gets away from the first one, but the ankle tap turning out to be good. Forward pass says referee Nittawela. So Pete Wrights with possession. Need to make things work. St. Peter's need to create something. Make sure that they capitalize on the opportunities that they're getting, because they're not going to be able to get too many of them coming their way.
St. Peter's, they must make sure that they make complete use of this opportunity, because in the first half they only have themselves to blame. Sudarshana missed out 2 golden opportunities but knocked the ball forward both the times, and that's a loose ball. St. Joseph's College, they get possession back. This is going to be dangerous for St. Peter's.
Great counter scrum rather from the Josephian forwards. Teran Karnanayaka deciding to put the ball to boot. Gain some territory. Seems like they are opting to play the territorial game now. Try to play in the opposition half as much as they possibly can. Peters have shown that they are not shy to go to the boot either. Good line out, but not collected by the jumper. So goes the way of blue-white. Here's St. Joseph's with the big man. Stop inside the 22 meters. Referee Nittawela penalizes the Peterites for being offside. Short ball, not able to collect the first time, but second time round, no problem. That's the second try from St. Joseph's. Increases their lead to 12 points to nil with the conversion to come, which is going to be a difficult one for Rodrigo. Pete Wrights, I think, are still in this game. Haven't been able to get hold of possession as much as they would have liked. They haven't had the ball to do the things that they want to get any forward momentum with that. If you're joining us just now, this is the third quarter final of the club plate segment of Under-19 Division 1 Schools Rugby Sevens 2022. First quarter final was won by Isipathana College, 22 points to nil against Dharmaraja, convincing win for them. The second quarter final, Vidyartha College winning it 20 points to 5 against Wesley College. So Isipathana will meet Vidyartha in the first semi-final of the cup segment, while Dharmaraja will face Wesley in the first semi-final of the plate segment. Third quarter final, currently St. Joseph's leading 14 points to nil against the Pete Wrights, who are yet to score. It will be personal to both these teams. It will be personal for the Josephians, who surrendered Reverend Father Basil Veeratunga Shield not too long ago.
I'm quite sure that final drop goal is still playing on the back of their minds, the St. Joseph's players. So they'll want to get that redemption win over St. Peter's. What better way than to knock them out of the cup segment in the quarterfinals?
Well, let me tell you, when it comes to trophy encounters, nothing, not even winning the cup, beating this team, will come close to that rivalry you have, that match, that one match you want to win against your fierce rival will not go away. So, Petrites this year have gone one up against the Josephians. This surely will be some consolation. Here are the Josephians yet again. Now in Marasinghe charging through the middle, but have really struggled to keep hold of the ball. Seems like that's one area that they'll want to focus. Maybe get some mud at the Dali Road. The bear is close by, so shouldn't be a problem getting all the mud that they need. And then get the boys practicing with a very, very muddy ball, because Marasinghe, for all his control and all his power, has struggled to keep hold of the wet ball. Lovely bit of counter-rucking from Marasinghe that time. Committed work. Here's Jai Vikrama. Going through the middle, had a man on the outside, should have given it to him. Big tackle coming in from the Petrites, but the Josephians still hold on to possession. Marasinghe tucks the ball in for St. Joseph's. Randeep. St. Joseph's losing the ball again. That's going to be a loss forward. 13 minutes on our clock with a minute to spare. St. Joseph's 1 foot in the semis. Will meet the winner of Royal College and DSNNI College quarterfinal if they manage to go the distance. Petrites will have to be happy with a semi-final spot in the plate if it remains as it is now. 14 points to nil, advantage definitely towards St. Joseph's, because conversions have been a real troubling factor.
Yes, unless St. Peter's College do manage to score a try off this move, Sudarshana, it's really going to be curtains for them. In fact, even if they score a try of this move, it's going to be really hard, because most probably that will signal the end of the game. So let's see what happens. This is the final minute according to our clock. St. Peter's, they have the ball.
Petrites coming in under pressure. Have numbers on the outside. Yet again puts ball to Booze and chases. Committed chasing coming in. Another little foot on the boot. The bell goes and loses the ball forward. And I think that kind of sums it up on how it has been for St. Peter's in this quarterfinal, as St. Joseph's win it 14 points to nil and book their place in the semi-final number 2 of the cup segment.
A brilliant defense throughout the game by St. Joseph's College. Here's the full-time confirmation. 14 points to the Josephians and no points to the Petrites, unfortunately. So they will advance to the second semi-final.